Good morning, everyone. We are starting a new topic, functions. So we will do this for 2 weeks. And this is another important topic that you will keep seeing in future classes. So you need to understand this topic very well. We are covering the basics this week. I hope all of you had a chance to look at the PowerPoint slides, read the book, and watch the videos. Do you have any questions on what functions are, what they do, how to use them, anything? Any questions? All right, hearing no questions, let me say a little bit about the lab for today, because most of you will be finishing the lab early, but there may be some students who take more time. So this is probably the only time when I can talk to all of you about the lab. So let me go ahead and say a couple of things. All right. You should be able to find the lab on the D12 site. What you have to do is write a program that works like a calculator with 4 commands to do arithmetic and the command to exit. So A for addition, S for subtraction, M for multiplication, D for division. Those are the arithmetic operations, and then E exits the program. So this is in a continuous loop asking for an operation, and each operation requires 2 parameters. So if you say add, you're going to add the 2 numbers given. Subtract, you again ask for 2 numbers, subtract the second number from the first. So 7 and 2, you will print 5. The display has to be like this: multiplication and then integer division here. 7 divided by 2, you should print 3, not 3.5. Now, it is essential for today's lab that you write this as a bunch of functions. There should be a function for add, there should be a separate function for subtract, a third function for multiply, a fourth function for divide, and a function to call the appropriate function among these 4, depending upon the command. So I highly recommend that you follow the approach given here. So you should start off by writing a single function named add, and in that, write familiar code to read 2 numbers, add them, and print the result. The only new thing that you will be doing here is creating a function header. And in that, all the code that you write, you have seen before. Then do the second step, call the add function, make sure that it works. And do not proceed until this add function works perfectly. If you have questions, ask for help. Then write a function called calculate, and in that put a while loop to read in commands. If you are still a little shaky regarding using while loops, I suggest that you look at some examples on the PowerPoint slides or in the book or in the examples that I have posted to see how to write the while loop to read in commands, and keep looping until the user enters E. At that time, you quit. And within the loop, check if the command is equal to A, and if so, call add. If you can get this far, things have become quite manageable. Then, or actually through step 5, if you can get up to here, then after you make sure that the add function works in conjunction with calculate, copy the add function 3 times and modify appropriately so that it does subtraction in one copy, multiplication in the second copy, and division in the third copy. And that will see you through the lab in a very systematic fashion, in a very timely fashion. Don't start writing code that doesn't use functions. All right. So please follow this approach. So that is what I wanted to say in general about the lab. And there is no need to turn in any document other than the Python program, because I have given you the design and there is very little test data that I can think of for you to use. Any questions about this lab? Okay. In case there is none, let me stop sharing. Let me stop recording, and I will create the breakout rooms and I will open up the.
For the lab, it says you wanted to ignore all the commands except A, S, M, D, and E. What do you just wanted to just like terminate if it's not one of those?
No, just ignore them. Just ignore them. So if it is A, add, S, subtract, M, multiply, D, divide, E, exit. If somebody enters, say, X, just ignore it. Just keep asking for the next command.
All right.
Okay. Good question. Yeah. Anything else? All right. Let me stop recording.